Well, Guy, true sign that it's a pennant race in town. Fans losing more of their fingernails on a nightly basis. You got to love that.
Oh, absolutely. Kind of reminded me of a basketball game, Ken, where you fall behind by double digits and you roar back and just don't quite have enough to finish the job. But it was certainly an exciting game, an exciting day for the Pirates, adding a couple of players that you hope are going to be a big part of this pennant drive in the month of September.
Yep, buzz in the air, and kind enough to join us now, as he has throughout the baseball season, is Buccos manager Clint Hurdle. Good morning, Clint. How are you?
I'm well, man. Good morning.
Clint, I was wondering to ask you, I know fans will view a trade like this one made yesterday as, I'm sure this has been the case, but as a tangible sign to them that the front office realizes the importance of what's going on and the rarity of the spot that your team is in. Should they view it that way?
Should who view it that way? The fans?
Fan base and
I'm
reaction
not,
to
you
it.
know what? I never go there. Fans they're entitled to their own opinions. They need to view it in the perspective and in the way, in the eyes in which they used to see it. I think if you're looking for facts, I think the fans know that we've been some areas we've been weak in this year. We were one injury away from being very vulnerable behind the plate. We've added two experienced men that have played a volume of games at the major league level. Marlon Byrd will have the opportunity to make a difference in the middle of the lineup. It's been a very good season for him offensively. He shows up tonight. He'll be second on our team in home runs and third in RBIs. And he has absolutely leveraged left-handed pitching as well as anybody in the game outside of David Wright, I think. Buck has been an established, experienced signal caller, blocks well, throws well. Gives us great depth, much better depth than we've ever had behind the plate. Those are the facts, and I think the fans appreciate facts. I think they do appreciate you going out and strengthening yourselves in a time that you could use some strength.
Well, Clint, the day you were hired, you talked about you wanted to make sure the organization was all in. That was the the term that you used that day. And does this show to you that they are all in?
They have been all in across the board. Again, guys, they don't. I kind of get confused here with the line of questioning. They've been all in since we've joined forces together. We shared some thoughts. We shared some ideas. They told me who they were, what they were going to be about. They backed it up every step of the way. We've made additions. This is the third year in a row that we've made additions to our ball club and what we believe opportunity to strengthen it. And we've gone three different methods of doing it. So we continue to work together to give this fan base the team that they want, that they can believe in, and they can support.
Clint, do you have any personal history with Marlon Byrd and John Buck? Do you know them as guys? Have you talked to them much through the years?
Byrd more than Buck, had just limited conversation with John Buck. I'm not a big chatter to the opposing team, never have been, wasn't brought up that way. Marlon Byrd just had more opportunities probably just to speak a little bit. I went to Texas the year after he left. He had put up a very solid campaign and a couple seasons in Texas, and there was a lot of positive energy and vibes still hanging around after he moved on. I think he went to Chicago as a free agent. They both are excited about their opportunities, as you would expect, for men in their mid-30s that we're going to finish the season in a non-competitive situation and now have a chance to help make a difference in a pennant race. So they're both very excited for their opportunities.
Clint, a couple of times now you guys have had days off and taken advantage of that to push Garrett Cole back a little bit, give him a little bit of extra rest. I'm wondering do you think Jeff Locke's recent troubles have been maybe just hitting the wall with more innings than he's pitched? Would you do the same with him, maybe skip a turn or give him some extra days rest? Has that been in the conversation at all?
It has been in the conversation. We're looking at a number of different ways to get the best out of Jeff and the best for the team. You always look for different ways to measure the pitching success. Number one, do they follow the glove? Number two, they maintain velocity, the sharpness of the command, ability to repeat delivery. So those are conversations we are having. Jeff's not been as consistent as he wants to be, nor we'd hope he would be. But the past 6, 7, maybe 8 now starts. He is a committed young man. He's honest. He is transparent, shares thoughts, emotions. So it's a conversation. We'll give it a day, and we'll sit down and figure out his takeaways from the game, what he's feeling, because that's important. We want to share what we're seeing, because that's important, and see if we can make sense of it all and what the best next step is for everybody.
Talking to Pirates manager Clint Hurdle here on Trib Live Radio. John Mark Gomez, Clint, has had a phenomenal year for your club, and wondered we saw him last night for another nice inning. Can he bounce around and go spot start here, even an inning, more of a back-end role? What's the ideal spot that you see for him as we get into September here?
The ideal spot for him basically has been long relief. We have used him differently. There's been some stretches where we haven't needed that particular role of long relief, so we've stretched him a couple different ways. He actually has thrown a couple setup innings. Right now, he's probably not to the point to throw more than 50 pitches in an outing, so it doesn't make much sense to spot start him right now, just based on the way the season's gone and his usage. You don't. Then you'd have to back up another long man with your long man. Maybe once September 1 rolls around, that's a possibility. He's been so good in so many different places. I think right now we're going to look to explore possibly using him to help out Wilson and Morris. Tony Watson has, for me, moved to the top of the list on providing that bridge to Melanson. So we'll continue to find ways to maximize Genmar's success this season in various roles.
Clint, I don't know if you look at things this way or not, but at least as Jeff has fallen off a little bit, Charlie Morton has come on. He's almost kind of replaced him as a guy you can count on. What's gone right with Charlie? Is it just the curveball that's really given him the extra success?
The curveball's helped, but no, the sinker's the weapon. The sinker will always be the weapon. There's late life, there's late movement. It's hard to square up. There's going to be balls that are going to trickle through the infield. That is unfortunately one of the challenges. We're all sinker ball pitchers. You can't put 6 men in the infield. Find some holes, but his added velocity, his ability to command the ball better, he has set up his curveball, which has become a better pitch each time he's been out. Not just for strikes, but you've seen for swing and miss. The changeup is also a developing pitch, which he's showing more confidence in and using it more frequently with each and every start. He's definitely gotten to a consistent rhythm and mode on the mound, and we'll look forward for that continuing tonight. We could use a start to get in the deep part of the game for us tonight, and Charlie's been able to do that his last few times out.
Just another couple minutes here with Clint Hurdle on Trib Live Radio. I know you talked yesterday, Clint, about Starling Marte. He'll be out for a couple of weeks, but his value to the team and life without him, is it tough to replace him?
It's the next man up mentality. We've got to replace him. We've got to find people that have opportunity to come in and impact the game in different ways. We don't have the same skill set. Not many organizations have the same skill set that Marte brings to the table. He's been a very good young player for this year, had a very solid campaign. We'll look to get him back when that time comes. But we focus on what we do have, not what we don't have. Right now we don't have Marte. We've got to find a way to answer different questions at the top of the lineup and in left field, and I believe we'll be able to do that.
Clint, the rosters expand real soon here. Do you have a number, a rough number in mind of how many guys you'd like to add? And I know it's different. If there's a year where you're out of it, you might look at some young guys and let them get their feet wet. That wouldn't be the case this year. But I know you also don't like to have a real crowded clubhouse and guys sitting around doing nothing.
No, those points are very accurate and very appropriate. We're not going to be running a tryout camp, and we don't want people in that aren't going to have an opportunity to compete or play. So, yeah, we have a number in mind, and we're going to hold on to that number till it's time to announce it. Add some guys. I think there's some various needs that we want to tend to. Out in the bullpen, we'll look to add, whether it be length, whether it be another left-handed option. We'll also look to add maybe a couple guys to fortify the bench as well. So We're also going to probably have a couple guys join us after the Indianapolis season. They're going to be in the playoffs again. Priority number one is to get in the playoffs at the major league level. But I think we're going to be very competitive and getting the guys we need. We feel the best way to fortify this club, and we're able to add on. I believe you'll see that happen here short.
Last thing for you, Clint. Marlon Byrd, I know you haven't made your lineup yet, but can we expect to see him in the middle of the lineup? He's got that kind of ability, and also he was traded on the Marlon Byrd T-shirt night. Maybe you have a lot of Marlon Byrd T-shirts on your desk when you get in today.
I'm not sure where it was, Marlon Byrd T-shirt night. Where was that?
In New York, I guess. That was last night.
I don't keep up with the T-shirt program in New York, so I was unaware of that. And I think I mentioned earlier that he's a middle lineup bat, so I think you can anticipate when you see Marlon in the lineup, it'll be in the middle of the lineup. And left-handed pitcher going tonight, that's kind of been right up his alley.
Thanks for your time, Clint. We appreciate it, as always.
You're welcome, guys. Have a great day.
All right, you too.
Pirates manager Clint Hurdle, his semi-monthly visit with us here on Trib Live Radio. Good morning to you, Guy.
Same to you, Kenneth.